Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Greer Music channel. Today I thought it might be fun to do a little retrospective on the PO-32 Tonic. Now this little drum machine has been out for several years now and made kind of a big splash when it was first announced by Teenage Engineering, but now folks maybe not be using it as much, but I thought it might be fun to say what I still like about it, how I still use it, and maybe get into a little bit of a jam with it to see if maybe this is something you might want to pick up, or maybe you've written it off completely and you might need something to kind of remind you about it. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of revisit this small drum machine to see what we're doing with it these days. All right, stick around. Let's get into it. Okay, so the PO-32 Tonic. Now this was the 7th in the series of pocket operators. It's 7 out of 9. 10 if you count the Rick and Morty special edition of this one, the PO-35 Speak. But it is part of, like, I would say the newest generation of pocket operators. And I think this one came out about 3 years ago. So it's got a few years on it, even though it's kind of part of the new generation. Now, some things that make this one a little bit different, they certainly advanced some of the features over the years. I've got the original 3 here. So let's see. We'll bring out its closest relative. Whoops, that's not it. This one, the PO-12 Rhythm. This is the other drum machine in the series. Some differences between them. This one, you can see they added this microphone function, which the Speak and the PO-33 KO share as well. That was an add-on that for this one allowed it to pick up program data from a speaker. So when this was launched, it came with a bundle, if you want an optional bundle, for the Microtonic Drum VST, which you could program different sounds and then send them from your speaker into this microphone, and it would program those drum sounds into this device. It sounds kind of like a modem data, like an old dial-up modem. It's very scratchy, hissy sounds that are not fun to listen to. So if you do that, I recommend just sending the data into the input so you don't have to listen to it. But that was one major update to this one. Something else that they did, kind of advancing from the initial series, this one, so the PO-12 Rhythm, you can only chain up to 16 patterns in a row, and then it'll just go back to the beginning and start where you start. So that's even if you choose to do, you know, the first pattern 8 times and the second pattern 4 and the second 4, that's as far as you can go. This one you can do 128 of those pattern chain steps, which in most instances, unless your tempo is really fast, that's going to give you a normal, gosh, in my experience, most of them, I use maybe 50 to 60 pattern chains, and that's enough for me to get a whole song out of, typically. So that's another huge advancement on this one, was the number of pattern chains that you can do. It actually lets you program a whole song. So quite a bit of updates to this later drum machine from Teenage Engineering. Let's see, just to give you kind of an idea of it. So, like I said, you could get the Microtonic VST as an optional upgrade. However, if you look around on the internet, there are tons of patches out there that people have released for free, and usually they have a theme like techno or dub or house or abstract or hip-hop or trap or all those kind of different things. So you can go through and basically load those on these from the internet. Usually they're from YouTube videos, what have you, and turn this machine into a brand new sounding machine really within a minute or two. And you can stream that data off your phone or off of a speaker, anything really, and you can change this into a brand new drum machine. So that's really cool. So that makes this a really good value. Speaking of value, I think these, when they were released new, were like 89 bucks. I see them used secondhand for as low as 50. I think I saw one on Reverb right now with one of these silicone cases on it for $65. So I mean, it's an excellent value in terms of hardware. Now obviously there's drum apps and things out there for your phone that are, you know, $5-10 bucks. So you can spend less, but if you're into hardware and you need that tactile kind of feel, it's really hard to find something that's a better value than a pocket operator. So I'll show you just kind of some of the sounds that are on here right now. I went through and kind of purposely went and found as abstract as a kit for this as I could. Alright, so I'll show you just some of the sounds that I have on here right now. They're a little bit strange. Typically this is usually your kick drum area. This is like your snare, your hi-hats, and your other percussive sounds. You can kind of see the cymbals here like sticks, claps. But in this kit things are a little moved around a little bit, so got that kind of like short snare burst, that little noise thing. And always you can change the sounds on these. There's kind of a low, I don't know, it's kind of an Oberheim or Lindrum kind of snare. There's just some noise. Tunable. Another snare. It kind of turns into noise. Almost gets down to a kick there towards the bottom. Nice boomy 808 kind of kick. You got just about enough to have a full kit right there if you tuned them right. It's just a strange sound. That's pretty cool. I just hit something that had a long noise trail on it, I guess. This little tom, another hi-hat. Yeah, that's a pretty good hi-hat. Ooh, cool bass sound. And that would be tunable on the sequencer, so you can get grooves. Oh, this is a weird one. Goes really long and gets really ugly. Like a tea kettle that just turns into nasty distortion. That's a cool sound. I'm not even going to change the parameters, I just like that. And another little kind of click snare thing. Obviously you've got effects on here, performance effects. You can program the patterns. I'm not going to do a whole tutorial on this device. That's not really the point. So I just thought it might be nice to do a little refresher here, you know, about 3 years later after this thing's come out. Is it still worth it? In my opinion, absolutely. Is it the best pocket operator? No, I don't think so. For me, and you know this if you watch my channel often, the PO-33 KO little sampler I think is by far and away the best pocket operator. I've had all of them, and this is the only one I can say that I've like not only made complete songs on, but I've actually got albums out that have been entirely made on this device, which if you're interested in hearing those, I'll leave a link in the description below. I'd love to have you check them out. So yeah, I mean, if it came down to just one, I'd probably pick the KO. But if you're looking for a small digital drum machine, it'd be really hard to find something that has more functionality and more musicality than this. And I mean, with a little bit of processing, it sounds really, really good. So what I'm going to do now is I've programmed some grooves in here. I've chained them together to kind of be this track. I'm going to hook this up to a couple other things. I'm going to run it through a small compressor. I'm going to bring out this Presonus Blue Max compressor that I have, and from that I'm going to run it into the inputs of my Electron Digitone, where I can use the stereo widening, the chorus, the overdrive, a little bit of reverb to kind of use those two external devices to master it. Now granted, I recognize that those devices together cost much more than this lowly little pocket operator does in the first place, but you might be able to emulate those processing effects in your DAW, or something like, heck, even a free DAW like Audacity has, you know, chorus and reverb and things that you might be able to kind of emulate the end result. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, how I still feel about this device and how it's kind of still usable and fun. And yeah, as usual on my channel, we'll play out with a little bit of jam. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments, and feel free to leave questions or comments about future videos that you'd like to see on here. I do take your feedback into account. Alright, thanks everybody. Have a good one.